Just for example, we had an 88-year-old woman who lived with her daughter. She was very fragile medically. She had coronary artery disease, short-term memory deficit, and she went into heart failure very, very quickly. She lived with her daughter, who also had her own health issues and worked full-time. She was admitted to the hospital in November 2008, was designated ALC for placement to wait for long-term care, and transferred down to our chronic care floor. Her mobility gradually did improve, and she became stronger, although her health was still fragile. Once the transition team and expansion of our programs were in place in March 2009, Wait at Home for Long-Term Care, which was one of the programs we talked about with CCAC, was discussed, so she could go home with increased supports to wait for long-term care, as well as the LCOM program. The client and the daughter were in family meetings, and we were trying to decide what was best for her. She was willing to try the LCOM program. She was discharged in May 2009, went home using the Home at Last program, which gave her that added support, transportation, home support at home, and was accepted to the assisted living program. Long-term care was a backup plan, but when a bed came up for her, she actually declined it as she was doing that well. We also set her up with the nurse practitioner initially, and the Safe at Home program, so she was able to stay at home successfully. So this was a case of the long-term care avoidance, and a lot of the use of what the programs we have mentioned in the presentation and through the transition team, and it helped her return home and provided needed support and care.
I think one of the other things with the Wait at Home program that was really, at first it was hard to get the momentum going with the Wait at Home program, because the clients didn't want to necessarily go anywhere. That was a little bit of a concern. If they ended up in Tavistock when they were actually from Tillsonburg, and the family would have to travel, so there was a reluctance to get onto that program. But once people started to get on and understand it and experience it, it ended up filling up really quickly, and was a success as well. So
a lot of people were able to wait at home rather than hospital for their long-term care.
Any questions?